Oh, hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling your radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea, under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master, CJ, and Bubble Boy in the studio with me.
Oh, hell yeah.
Tank's here, too. Tank, the strip club DJ / dive shop owner.
$5 gets you two, guys. $5 gets you two.
Tanks.
Tanks for
Just so
nothing.
we're clear. All right, so they're in the studio, unfortunately, with us. Then we have the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad connected via the web. Casey the Tobacco Nut. I think Cherry the Diver Guy. I don't see him, but I see his logo for Mountain Divers. We got Vinny Two Tanks. We're going to talk about some cold water diving with him, and because he's out there on the left coast, nearest the coolest water of in our crew, I think. Then we have Mermaid Serena, and if that were enough, of course, Kristen with us as well. Mermaid Kristen, all the way from Mermagicon, is going on this weekend. So she's reporting live from Mermagicon. How about that?
I knew it.
What do you mean you knew it?
I knew it.
Did the mermaid head wear and eye makeup not give it away?
I did not give it away at all. I mean, she kind of looks like, you can see this on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch, but she just looks like she's in a garage or something. I don't know.
I am in a ballroom.
A
currently,
ballroom, of course. That's what I meant. I meant ballroom.
Because it's the only quiet space here.
Yeah, there's a lot of mermaids congregating on this at this event. It's a worldwide mermaid magnet this weekend going on.
So one of the challenges is ballroom dancing for mermaids?
Maybe. I don't know. Is that the case, Kristen?
Yes.
It
Yes.
is.
Most of us just roll on the ground.
They just roll around on the ground.
The mermaid
And then
shuffle.
Figure
they
it out.
judge. You know what? I'd pay to watch that. That
The
sounds like
mermaid
fun.
electric slide.
Yeah, a bunch of mermaids doing the worm, and then you judge them. You have 2 American judges, a Russian judge. It always judges them
Underwater,
lower.
it's actually the eel.
It's an eel. Okay, of course. That would make more sense.
Come on, Greg.
Yeah. All right, but yeah, Kristen's there. Have you already done your mermaid stuff there at the event, or what are you doing there exactly there, Kristen?
So right now, I was walking through all the vendor booths, and I went and saw Morgana, reminded her she's going to come join us in a few minutes.
All right. She's the mermaid behind the magic there at Mermagicon.
And if you remember, we all spoke with her at DEMA. She came
Yes.
up on the stage and everything. Yep.
Right.
So I haven't really done too much mermaiding stuff right now because I've just kind of been trying to walk around with my friends and say hi to everybody because
there's a lot of mermaid networking that has to be done this
I
weekend.
know too many people.
Yes. Well, yeah, you're kind of a big deal. I mean, she's Mermaid Kristen.
Don't say nets around mermaids.
Why?
Yeah,
That's
not
a
a
bad
good
thing.
word.
No.
Mm-mm.
Go nets work.
No, stop.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. Well, we'll connect with Morgana and Kristen here in just a bit there at Mermagicon. So we got that coming up. Also, the Dive Gods over in Bimini doing a bull shark dive.
Of course he is.
As we speak. And so we're going to get a live report from him a little bit later on. Now, the last couple weeks, we've been talking about the fact that we got a Scuba Radio scuba cruise going to the Galapagos with Explorer Ventures. And a lot of work is going into this because, well, I'm going. The Aqua Gypsy is going. Vinny Two Tanks is going. And we all kind of consider ourselves warm water wusses. And I had to dig through, some thick wetsuits and my dry suit. And basically, I realized, first of all, I tore the neck collar out of my dry suit. And then I tried on my 7 mil
Klutz.
wetsuit, and it's too short now. Girth-wise, it's fine.
Gross.
But
So are
but
you
it's
saying
too
you have like
short.
Daisy Dukes?
Excuse
I
me?
have a question, Greg.
I'm afraid to have you ask it, but go ahead.
Did you have you put on that dry suit before?
Once, yes.
And it came off okay.
Yeah, I mean, I look great. I mean, I was
So
awesome.
your
I was
head
admiring
is-
myself in the mirror with the onesie undergarment on under my my dry suit, and I look like a friggin' astronaut in the mirror.
So
And I'm like, this
you
will
would
work.
agree
And then
with
I took off took my head out of the net seal, and of
no,
course
I got you.
the rubber
I got
ripped
you.
right out of it.
You're
I'm the stuff.
Your head-
Yeah,
your
I
head
got the
got
right
bigger.
stuff.
Prime specimen of
your
male
head
physicality.
got bigger.
Yes, you got
sir.
that right. Yes, yeah. And your point is what then, Casey? Do you have one?
Your neck isn't as big as your head.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for that.
It's an astute point you should pay attention to when you get the seal fixed.
All right. Yeah, I really can't take much abuse.
Greg, there
today.
should really be a statue of you right in front of Scuba Radio headquarters.
There should be. There should be. See, that's what I need. I need support.
Front lawn.
I am-
And then at night it's lit up from below.
For the record, I am operating today without my animal support, my support animal. We had a loss in our animal world in our family last night, so I don't have my support animal with me. So you guys got to be extra nice to me today. So so I appreciate that statue. Thank you, Cock Johnson. Casey, the tobacco nut. Damn you to hell.
For Remy's credits,
Yeah.
that was an amazing cat. He greeted all of us as we came in.
Yes.
So it was a
Yes.
cool cat.
He kind of ignored me. He didn't.
Well,
like me.
he's a good.
It was the
She was a
alcohol.
good judge of character, so
Yeah.
that's probably why she ignored you, CJ.
Cats are like they instantly pick up. They're like, oh, that's a dog person.
Yes, exactly. Could be, but yeah. Anyway, so that's that. But I had to go through all this stuff with the wetsuit. The wetsuit was too short, so I've ordered a new one. I got a new 5 mil wetsuit coming next week with the latest wetsuit technology. And once I get it, try it on and stuff, I'll talk about it a little bit more next week. And I have a heated rash guard on the way too from a company out in California. So I'm going to wear this heated rash guard, which is the latest, greatest technology in that regard too. Wear that under this 5 mil. I think I'm going to be pretty good for the Galapagos.
Fire.
I mean, I thought initially I was going to have to do dry suit, and that was my plan. I had it. And I was like, okay, well, we're going to have to do the dry suit. But after I had 2 problems, first with the dry suit, then with the 7 mil that was about 20 years old, it was actually in really good shape. It was just too short. It was really weird. I was like, have I gotten taller over the years? Usually you shrink when you get more mature, as they say, right? But evidently, I was having trouble getting it on over my shoulders. Probably because my upper body has really exploded, kind of like a bronze Adonis, kind of like the dive god back in the day. Is that what you were kind of talking about for the statue, CJ? Here's your chance.
Yeah.
Time to brown nose. Let's go.
Yeah,
Good
that's
Lord,
it.
let's go.
No, I tried to hang, but now
Okay.
you lost me.
That was his upper
I
body.
tried. Anyway, I have this on the way, and I think I'm going to be fairly well equipped for the Galapagos. And the water temps are going to be ranging from, they're saying about 78 on the high side and maybe middle 60s on the low side. It depends on where we're diving at any given day. So it's
If you
those
see
60s that are gonna-
ice,
No,
as a
we
rule
won't.
of thumb, if you see
No,
ice,
there won't be. This summer
but
season.
listen
in the
to me.
Galapagos.
This could.
I
Save
won't
your
see
life.
ice. If we see ice, we're going to be in the wrong damn place.
Do you want me to save your life or not?
No,
All right.
let me go in peace, and just leave it at that.
Okay.
I miss Remy. Probably go.
Enjoy your self-immolation.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll talk more about staying warm on those cold water dives and much, much more coming up on the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo with a buddy or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Does diving in the Florida Keys for free sound too good to be true? It's not. Dive to make a difference and clean our seas in the second annual Trash Derby Dives, May 2nd through 5th. Sponsored by iCare and the National Marine Sanctuary Foundation. Win big prizes for bringing up the most trash. Free spots with dive operators from Key Largo to Key West are available now. Get details and sign up at iCareTrashDerby.com. Brought to you by the Monroe County Tourist Development Council.
Do you have a message or a product that you'd like to share with the diving world? Well, look no further than Scuba Radio. Just like you, thousands of diving enthusiasts are hearing this message, and we could be talking about you and your product or service as early as next Saturday. Remember, a terrible thing happens when you don't advertise. Nothing. Go to ScubaRadio.com, send us an email, and let's get to work to make your marketing message matter.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Never underestimate the power of the sea, because the sea will take you down. Jacques Cousteau.
The sea, the sea, the sea. It's such a salty, magic place.
This is the world of Scuba Radio. See, I'm a little out of sorts today. I'm gonna admit, Greg the Dive Master. We lost. I lost my emotional support animal last night. Remy, our little kitty. She went on to the other side. Said it was kind of unexpected, so I'm a little out of sorts today, guys.
How old was she?
17. 100 and something in cat years.
That's a great run.
Yeah. I mean, Vinny has cats. He knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, my cat's like 16 or 17 right now. Yeah.
Is it? That's an old ass cat.
Yep.
Yeah.
And guess what?
Like 90 years.
What?
Considered like 99.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Now she can get into the studio.
That's right. Yeah, that's usually something. That's one of the things.
Probably
that's been
like
tough.
Floating around here, and
because I have to double check, make sure all the doors are locked, so she doesn't wander in the studio with the gear and stuff.
Doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of
different plane, man.
Makes it tough. Yeah. So and it was not expected, even though she was old. It kind of happened out of the blue last night. So I'm, we're a little out of sorts in that regard, but it happens. You move on. And that kind of thing.
Greg, I smelled cat pee at your front door.
Oh, that's enough out of you, Bubble Boy.
What are you going to do with the extra kitty?
And by the way, that was Bubble Boy. It had nothing to do with my cat.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, he can't make it to the restroom half the time here at the studio, but that's a whole different issue.
Bladder control.
Yeah.
Not his best.
Right. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about this cold water diving stuff, and then we're going to go to Mermagicon and talk to the mermaid behind the magic of that event. But I want, we're going to the Galapagos in the middle of April. It's April 15th to the 22nd. I think there's a couple spots left if you want to call Explorer Ventures and join us. 1-800-322-3577. Vinny Two Tanks is going. And Vinny, what are you, I just told everybody what I'm bringing, a 5 mil with a heated rash guard. What are you going to be wearing to manage the water temps there in the Galapagos? What do you think?
Well, I have a heated rash guard as well.
You're going to do that too. And wear that under what type
actually, what I'm
outfit?
going to do first is I'm going to wear a 7 mil. I'm going to wear a 7 mil with a suit liner.
Okay.
And try that first.
Without the heated rash guard. You think you might be able to go without
it? If I'm fine with that, then I won't bother with the rash guard.
Right.
But if I have to top it off, I'll put the heated rash guard on.
Okay. But so you'll just go with the, human heat factor. Like if you have to warm up a little bit, relieve yourself just a tad in your wetsuit. That'll give you a little warm.
Actually,
upgrade.
I don't like doing that, but
that's what they all say, right?
What a man has to
do. Just the moral of that dive story is do not swim behind Vinny Two Tanks.
Duh.
Right. But regardless, you're going to try that first and see if the 7 mil does it. Now, years ago, that's what I pulled out this old wetsuit I have. It was a 7 mil, and it was
How'd
a
that
nice
work for
one.
you?
Well, I froze my ass off. So, but we went at a slightly different type of time of year. It was a little more on the cusp in between their summer and winter season. And, we did have some really cold dives in I think it was 63, if I remember one of them. And it wasn't so much I froze so much during the dive, but as soon as you got it back up on the boat, peeled off your wetsuit. Oh, my gosh. I mean, I was dying.
Icicles.
Yes. The wind was blowing, and,
Were your eyes frozen shut?
No, not it was, and actually, we do 2, 3, we do about 3 dives a day.
Was there 2 frozen snot balls in
No,
your nose?
no,
So
you
you
weren't
couldn't
there.
breathe. You had to open your mouth.
It wasn't like that at all.
Not like that. Okay.
But between by the time you got through dive number 2, I was like, oh man, I don't know if I can do dive 3. I'm freezing, and I'm not having enough time to kind of warm up enough between dives. And so it was the later dives in the day. And I think I if I remember correctly, I skipped 2 dives on that trip in the Galapagos. That was the only dives I missed because every single dive we did.
Oh, that would explain the
was
notations in your diary. It said TDC.
It's a dive log. Hello.
Too damn cold.
Right. That's what that meant. Exactly.
Now I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I've been looking at your stuff.
Yeah, you keep your hands off my diary, by the way.
All right.
You're welcome.
You're
welcome to my logbook, but not my diary.
Trying to share the terminology with the audience so they know.
All right.
Trying to educate.
All right, 7 mil I think will do for Vinny Two Tanks because he's kind of he lives out in California. He's used to the colder water than us Florida warm water wusses.
Well, put the rash guard on anyway, and then if you don't need it, don't turn it on.
Well, exactly. That's what I'm doing. But I'm also going with a 5 mil, not a 7 mil. So I think I will have to pop it on every now and then. But, that's
for
fine.
sure, dude.
Yeah.
The suit I have has cold water ankles and wrist. It's got special cuffs, so I think it'll work. We'll see.
Oh, your wetsuit does, you mean?
Yeah, it has cold water wrist and ankle cuffs.
Well, they kind of seal up the urine inside your wetsuit?
They seal better than a normal wetsuit.
Right. So it keeps that urine tucked in there.
Suck all the air out with the vacuum hose.
Oh, you could. That would be a fun aspect to it. But yeah, I'm gonna get. By the way, I'm gonna get my dry suit fixed too. So I'm not giving up on the dry suit stuff.
A happy ending.
But this is what I'm gonna do in the Galapagos. Jerry the diver guy, what say you? What do you think?
I say when Benny breaks the seal on his wetsuit, it's gonna be nothing but yellow water.
Okay.
That's disgusting.
All right. That's a pleasant thought if you're crazy.
Okay.
All right. So let's move on to other, warmer thoughts or things that can make divers warm all around the world. And that's a mermaid, right?
I guess.
Make you all warm and fuzzy inside?
When they're not trying to kill you.
I don't know about fuzzy.
Oh, well, that's probably true. All right. But we got Mermaid Kristen and Mermaid Morgana live from Mermagicon.
Live?
Yes.
Fly.
You heard
That's
me.
when you fly.
Right. See, Morgana knows. Come on, catch up, Cock Johnson.
I was on it. I got
All right. So, Morgana, how's the event going? How's Mermagicon going this weekend so far?
It's amazing so far. It is our biggest year ever. We have almost 1,000 people here. We're in a brand new state-of-the-art facility. It just opened 6 days ago.
Wow. Okay. And so you got a massive pool. Have you already done the big group of mermaids, like, the most mermaids in a pool thing?
We did. We had over 400 mermaids down on the pool deck. We had this incredible group photo. And then they all swam together, which is always a really epic scene to see like that many mermaids in a pool together.
Right. It's like total chaos. It's like seeing a bunch of eels in a fisherman's tank, or like at the restaurant there, you know, and
salmon upstream.
I'm just
Salmon,
grateful-
maybe. Yeah.
I'm just grateful that it's not like a bunch of beta fish.
Manatees in the winter.
Yeah. Wait, you're just grateful for what, Morgana? Say that again.
That it's not like putting a bunch of beta fish in a tank.
Yes. Well, well, I don't know. It kind of is. I have met some of these mermaids. They can get a little aggressive. And I'll tell you what, that would be a fun event. You know, you put them in the pool. You start with 400.
Yeah, try that with your heated rash
It's like the
guard.
last one swimming wins.
Try that with your 5 mil.
You're going to need more than that. All right. More coming up on the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Scuba action star Mike Scott is back in a new audiobook, Cayman Cowboys, Reefs Under Pressure. From author Eric Douglas comes the one that started it all. Listen as Mike deals with submarines, kidnapping, betrayal, and more.
He didn't even have fins or a mask to let him see in the water. He was going to be slow and blind. If it weren't for the float, he knew there would be no way he would ever make it to the surface.
Download Cayman Cowboys or Oil and Water, Return to Cayman, Turks and Chaos, and Lionfish at Amazon, booksbyeric.com, and audible.com.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer. And Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Peregrine is a simple, full-color, multi-gas dive computer. It's also the most economical Shearwater dive computer released to date. Check it out and the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater. Dive computers for demanding divers.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You are now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Hi, this is Mermaid Cat.
What are you doing here?
You can check me out at mermaidcat.com.
Holy moly!
In the meantime, keep listening to Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
That's some language you got there.
Now here's a guy. If he was a merman,
But why would you even say that?
I might let him penetrate the mucous membrane of my mermaid tail.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Greg, the dive master.
Yes, master.
Now get away from me, you sick bastard.
You are one sick bastard, you know that? But I like your style.
All right. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. Speaking of mermaids, it is Mermagicon going on this weekend. You can check it out. I think it's MerMagicCon or mermagic-con.com. Is that what it is, Morgana?
That's where to find us. Absolutely.
All right.
Is
Yeah.
Mermagic hyphenated?
No, Mermagic is one word, and then the website is honestly, it works both ways. If you just type in mermagiccon.com, you're still going to find us.
Right.
And on social media, we're just Mermagiccon, all one word.
Yeah.
Oh, it's small c, so it's like McMagicon.
Right.
And a Circus Siren Pod.
Yes.
And also my company, the Circus Siren Pod, which are the major sponsors of Mermagic.
Well, exactly. Yeah, and Morgana was featured in that Netflix documentary about mer people. That's what
Mer
it is.
people.
Yeah,
It was
she
great.
was
Yeah.
prominently featured on in that documentary. It was quite entertaining, and a few of the folks from that show, I think, are at Mermagicon, as well as every
A
other
lot of 'em.
mermaid on the planet. I guess
Yeah.
it sounds
Every
like.
major mermaid is at Mermagicon. And then you can even see a bit of Mermagicon in episode 2 of that show. It
Aha.
features it.
Okay,
Wow.
well, there you go. So this thing's been growing over the last few years, and it keeps getting bigger and better, and maybe they'll come up with new events like, the Last Mermaid swimming competition. You know what? I'd fly up and witness that one.
Actually, it's funny you should mention. Last year we did actually start our second event, which is called Last Swim of the Summer, and
Yeah.
it's at a water park in the Poconos. So it's a mermaid invasion of a water park.
Aha. Okay, but I'm talking about a death match kind
Terrifying.
of
Oh
thing.
yeah, we call that Thunderdome, but that normally happens after the open bar.
Right. Right. They turn the cameras off and let the
I gotcha.
mermaids
The scales fly.
do what they really
Really?
do. Yeah.
Oh,
It's called a throwdown,
Yeah.
Greg.
I mean, these mermaids are beautiful. They're
Throwing
they're
it down.
inspiring. They're kind of like, they draw
We're beautiful,
people.
but we can still kill you.
Well, exactly. That's what I was going to say. They
Very
draw
aggressive.
They draw people to the water, which is why we connect with them as scuba divers. Because it kind of goes hand in hand. But after you meet them and stuff, of course, they'll bite your head off if you're not careful.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
We don't even have to meet you for that.
Yeah, exactly. So it's you got to take the good with the bad, maybe, or just be prepared. So what do they do at MerMagicCon other than you get them all in the pool and what are you guys doing exactly, Morgana?
So MerMagicCon's really an industry and education focused convention. So we are the biggest industry convention for mermaiding. We have Patty here, we have Nowie here, we have Afro Mermaids, some of the tail makers like Mertailor are sponsors. So it's a place where people can come together and really learn and grow in their mermaiding. So like Mermaid Sparkles from the TV show, she's teaching a class this year. So if you have those other names and inspirations in mermaiding that you want to learn from, or you just need to learn something like mermaid accounting.
Mermaid accounting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
like counting dollar.
Counting.
$10.
It's tax season coming up. I guess if you want to have a mermaid do your taxes,
Better get a head start.
And then we have a whole segment for kids and just like fun hobby stuff. We do a watercolors class. You can pour your own silicone accessories. There's kids programming all day, every day. It's for all mermaids at all levels.
And how to be a better underwater mermaid model, I know, is a big seminar type of thing that they do. CJ, what do you think?
I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
Do the mermaids you were talking about growing as a mermaid
start as a tadpole?
Greg,
Oh,
please.
sorry, no.
Please.
What? Yeah.
Shut up.
All right, I'm trying.
Good Lord.
Trying to be quiet. but
Sorry,
you keep
let me start.
tempting me.
Do the mermaids have like a ranking system like martial arts? Like, do they have like black belts?
Oh,
good point.
That's an excellent question. We actually really don't believe in that kind of hierarchy because we also believe there's no wrong way to be a mermaid. Like there's some
So you
mermaids
can't
who
achieve mastery.
I mean, I think that mastery is something you just always strive for.
Well, okay.
Yet never attain.
I'm going to rate them. I don't care what you say.
What you do in the privacy of your own home.
Well, exactly. There could be subgroups of the mermaiding world.
Wow.
What?
Very philosophical.
Well, true. I mean, they want to, welcome everybody, and that's fine. But we don't have to. We can set up a structure. I mean, just like the Scuba Radio.
Belts,
well, just like the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad. Equally all losers. Is that kind of how we should look at it, or should we start rating everybody?
If you want to hurl insults, that's up to you.
Well, that's what we do every week on this show.
Hey!
Yeah. What?
I am
Casey?
a much bigger loser than the rest of them, damn it.
Well,
he's offended.
All right, so
you just triggered Casey.
Our hierarchy goes down, as I guess because we're divers. So.
Greg, what do you say to Casey?
Say, well, okay, you extra suck.
Suck it, loser.
Apologize. That's what he just said.
I think you owe him an apology.
He said I'm a bigger loser than all of them.
So what do you? So,
I said he extra sucks.
Now's your chance to correct.
I didn't just say he sucks.
So I think you should correct it for the record.
You are the weakest link.
Correct it for the record.
Right. Yeah, we just got to set up some kind of sacrifice once we decide we have too many.
I think that's taking it too far.
Sacrificing is something we're good at. I mean, others.
Oh yeah, feed them to the mermaids. There's 400 mermaids in this pool. We throw Casey in the middle.
Fooled.
There's our new event for next year.
Oh my God!
Beware! Don't plunge,
mermaid chum.
Don't plunge to your death.
Yeah.
God.
Oh, that would that would go viral. Yeah. Just have the mermaids tear them apart limb by limb. Wow, that's entertainment.
And people are afraid of sharks.
Yeah, exactly.
No, be afraid of mermaids.
Morgana, I don't know if you know this, but we did a great white shark dive in Guadalupe years ago. And we put like 3 mermaids in the cage. We had 8 great whites circling the boat, and we put the girls in the cage, in their outfits, in their mermaid costumes, and the great whites disappeared.
I believe it. Because here's the thing about sharks versus mermaids.
Yeah.
Like mermaids, we're still like 8-foot apex predators, but we have opposable thumbs.
Okay.
Really
so you can hitchhike.
Right.
Smart.
It's like velociraptors.
Gotcha. Well, I'll tell you, I did not expect it to go that way. I was a little nervous when we conducted this informal experiment.
I think the white sharks were smart.
Well, they knew something that I didn't, and thank goodness it turned out the way it did. Actually.
Greg, maybe you can corroborate this. Yeah. I did hear that there is one way to get rid of mermaids if they're viciously attacking you underwater.
Yeah, what's that?
Cocktail sauce.
Cocktail sauce.
But it's got to be the kind with the real horseradish.
Really? Is there any truth to that, Morgana?
I hate it.
Kristen, will you care to back up Cock Johnson or no? Hey, is he talking
See,
smack?
They're speechless. They're freaked out. Just at the mere mention of cocktail sauce. Horseradish.
You may have met your match there.
Nah,
Morgana.
just put some wasabi on them.
I don't know. What do you think, Morgana?
I'd be more concerned about the wasabi because of the sushi aspect. I mean, we already eat seafoods. The cocktail sauce may not be the problem.
Yeah, I don't know. These, I think you're playing with fire when you're dealing with these mermaids. You gotta be careful.
We're eating wasabi. Yeah.
Well, good point.
Soy sauce.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, it's a cool event. We kid about it a lot, but I think it's a good offshoot of diving. You guys, in a sense. We kind of use mermaids as bait.
Okay, what's the magic part? What's the magic part of the show?
I tell people that mermaids are the gateway drug to diving.
Yeah, I agree. It brings them in at the dive show. They don't want to see, some radio guy. But what were you saying there, CJ?
What's the magic part of the Mermagic show?
Well,
everything about mermaids is magic.
Yeah,
Very
look
true.
at them.
Oh, I see what you did.
What?
Was there any foreign attendees?
Well,
Oh, yeah. No, every
over.
year we have people from across the country. In fact, or across the world. One of our presenters just flew in from Barcelona.
Yeah.
I heard that the most mermaids are Chinese are the most mermaid.
There's a big Asian influence of mermaids. Yeah, well, they're a big ass country, so more people, more mermaids, maybe. All right, more coming up. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Prepare to rig for dive! Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
I have big news for you. So what is this big news?
When I go deep diving on you, I'ma make you go crazy. When I do the deep diver on you, you gon' wanna have a baby.
You're an idiot.
And I make you go crazy for this gangsta love. I'ma make you go crazy.
Where are you little creep?
Right here. This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. I don't even know what that was, but a little scary. Mermagicon, Kristen has went back to work with Morgana, so they're going to go hang out and talk Mermaid Network, that kind of thing. However, we do have Mermaid Serena with us still. She is she's kind of like, I don't know, part-time mermaid, right? Do you even consider yourself a mermaid, Serena, or not really?
I like to.
Yes. Okay. Well, that's fine. When the spirit strikes her, she'll be a mermaid. But she's a diver. She's dove with us quite a bit there in the Turks and Caicos. But you're getting ready to go over to Disney. Is it next week?
Am.
And you're going to do
next
the.
week. I'm so excited.
You're going to go dive the golf ball at Epcot, the Living Seas. Our buddy Kenny works over there. So did you interact with him and set it up, or are you just going on your own?
I did. So I met Kenny and Katie at DEMA when I went to DEMA with y'all.
Yeah.
And we stayed in touch. And I've already been diving in the Georgia Aquarium. So I thought it would be kind of fun to go say hi and visit them and go dive the Epcot Aquarium.
Well, it'll be interesting to get a report to see how you like it. I did it years ago. CJ and Bubble Boy have bugged me for years to go back. And I was like, well, I've done it. And they're like, well, yeah, but we haven't. And I'm like, well, I don't care.
Do it again.
Well, yeah, no, I could. I should. I actually, I talked to Kenny about doing that. We've talked behind the scenes. So we may make that happen. I think actually his schedule is going to be freeing up in April. he said, and he's going to start popping up on the show, I think, semi-regularly. We'll see, because he lives here in Orlando, where we're based out of. So we'll see. But Kenny, what is his what is the YouTube?
Sweetwater Scuba?
Yeah, Sweetwater Scuba, right? Yeah, and he does a bunch of stuff on Instagram and YouTube and stuff.
To Roatan in June, that they're doing a trip down there, so I'm going there as well.
All right, well, cool. Well, there you go. Hey, yeah, I mean, but so you've done the Georgia Aquarium already.
I have. I did it a couple years ago.
Was that the tank in with the whale sharks and stuff too?
Mm-hmm. They have 2 whale sharks and mantas there too.
Manta, yeah. I've been to the aquarium. I haven't done the dive program there.
That tank is huge.
Oh, exactly.
Huge.
Now, the one at Epcot is not as big as that, but it's still massive.
And it's the second largest. Yeah,
it is
the Georgia one. So.
It is massive. But one of the big fun things to do there, and I guess this would apply to the Georgia Aquarium too, is that you get in the tank and then you watch the people on the other side of the glass and just start interacting with them and making fun of them, that kind of thing. And you got to.
I'd be checking out the animals. I wouldn't care about the people.
Well, you do that, but then when you,
I can see people anywhere.
Well, yeah, but you see the people on the other side of the glass say, "Hey, look, I'm in the tank, suck it, loser," and you do your little happy dance in front of them.
You're not allowed back there, are you, Greg?
Well,
they put a special agent in the
that
water.
It wasn't me that did that. That was another one of the guys.
When you first jump in the Georgia Aquarium, they tell you to just descend very quickly because the whale sharks, they move slow, but it's like getting hit by a slow-moving bus. If you're
I'm
in
sure.
Their way.
Yeah, that you probably wouldn't want to be hit by one. I would imagine that wouldn't be ideal. But yeah, it is fun. The one thing when we did the Living Seas dive years ago, what I do remember is I was very impressed with the fact that you just see all these different types of critters on one dive. Because in the real world, that's not typically the case. So when you dive an aquarium, you have 2 whale sharks and a manta. No, that's not generally the case of what you're going to encounter, in the wild.
God,
so,
if only we could have dove one of those times with you, we could have talked about it.
Yeah, well, the exception to that
might as well turn my mic off.
No,
I haven't dove it.
The exception to that rule is the Galapagos, where we're going in April. That's the only place I've went where
it's like rubbing salt in a wound.
Yeah,
Greg.
that's right. That's what you do. If you're not going, you guys had the option to go. You could have went.
CJ, you can join us next week.
Yeah. Do you guys want to do the Living Seas?
When is it?
Well, yeah. What day are you going? Saturday or Sunday next week?
Weekend, Saturday.
Saturday. Okay. So,
will it interrupt with this show?
No, can't have that happen. Yeah, you're doing a morning time.
I'll be there.
Are you doing a morning or afternoon time?
No, afternoon.
Oh, yeah, you guys
perfect.
will be there.
Oh,
maybe we should all go. Greg can do the show.
Greg can suck it, loser.
If you're missing the show to dive, it's okay.
Yeah, maybe I can sign in from there for a little bit.
Yeah, well, you can try. You can try.
Yeah, they may sign you out too.
Yeah, you got to be careful if you try syncing up with us while you're on Disney property. There's usually a group of men in goofy hats come and escort you off property.
She was never heard from again.
Right. So you just got to be careful.
It was nice knowing you,
fish food.
Yeah. But yeah, I know a lot. I know a few of the folks that work at the aquarium there. It is fun.
Don't mention Greg's name.
Yeah.
Yeah, security personnel.
No, actually, I'll tell you the reason, honestly, to just be totally upfront of why we don't go out there, very often or since. I mean, that literally was probably at least 15 years ago, if not longer. Very early on in the 26-year history of Scuba Radio, we did a couple trips out to the Living Seas. The reason is that they are very. They're very controlling. They're at Disney, and God bless them. They got to protect their image and all that stuff. So they are very controlling of what you can say, what you can do. I mean, they weren't like, it wasn't to the point like, well, you can't do this or do that, and they weren't like
they forced you to do the show entirely in Disney character voices.
No, they actually frown on that. No, see, you're going to get us. They're not going to let you back. They're not going to let you on property. Yeah, okay, stop it. But no, that was the reason. It was just they're a little restrictive on, they are kind of irreverent presentation doesn't necessarily mesh with the Disney.
I heard they made
kind of
you
thing.
even change your on-air name.
No. They honestly
Can't
they
have Greg.
They did not say anything specific. It was just a feeling I had.
Greg
and I
reminds
knew,
people too much of the word gag.
I just knew that we would have to censor ourselves.
Little
to a certain
kids kept
extent.
mistaking Greg for Goofy.
Oh yeah.
But don't get me wrong. They were never like, you don't do this, don't do that. It was just I knew, by being there, like, okay, well, I know we can't do this, and I kind of like, it's fine. I think everybody should do it at least once. I mean, it is a great experience. They do a great job with it. I don't have anything bad to say about going to dive, any of those aquariums. I think it's a really cool thing to do. Georgia Aquarium being one of them. But as far as like us doing our show there, even though, because you think, Disney's right here in our backyard. We're based in Orlando, Florida, so it'd be very easy for us to go down there and do that. And we had talked about that earlier.
A little too easy.
Well, no. It's just like, let's just keep things open. And maybe every once in a while we'll go back. We just haven't been back in a long time. That's all. But yeah, Serena can go there and cover that base. And then CJ and Bubble Boy, maybe we'll sync up again and go back down there. And, so if you survive, Serena, maybe we'll send some more people down there. What do you think?
All right, I will report back.
Yes, she will be our experiment, since it's been a while. So is that
I think
work
the
for
term
you?
you're looking for is bait.
Bait? Could, interchangeable term, yes. She could be our bait. See if it works out well. All right, hour 2 of the big show is on deck. We're going to check in with the dive god, Neil Watson. He is in Bimini diving with bull sharks. That's coming up and a lot more on hour 2. Stay close to the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
On the boat or down below, if you want to stay in the know. If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio. Let's go!
Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio.
This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters? Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.
Oh, hello there. Don't be alarmed. We're just preparing your listening device for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving. We do this, of course, by filling the radio with water. Don't worry, we're professionals. Thanks to me, you won't even get wet. You see, I've crammed every appendage of my body into the cracks and crevices of your radio, ensuring an airtight seal. By the way, don't touch your on-off knob. That's a very sensitive area. Anyway, I should remind you, we believe in the buddy system just like diving, so don't listen alone. Call your buddy and tell them that Scuba Radio is about to begin.
We're gonna start a new life under the sea.
So, am I gonna drown?
Of course not. Just stay calm and let the gentle currents relax your every muscle.
Under the sea, under the sea.
Did it just get warmer?
There'll be no accusations, just friendly crustaceans under the sea.
Where the hell are the sharks?
And now, here's your dive guide for Scuba Radio, Greg the Dive Master.
And welcome to hour 2 of the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. CJ and Bubble Boy are in the studio with me. We got the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad connected via the web. Casey the Tobacco Nut, Vinny Two Tanks, Jerry the Diver Guy, Mermaid Serena, just to name a few.
I'd like to thank all our viewers and listeners that have been checking us out on YouTube. But for those of you that are sticking with us in hour 2, a special treat.
Yeah.
I just turned on the poop light.
Excuse me? Wow.
And you can see his smiling face.
Okay, there you go. So that's just one of the many benefits or things to avoid.
Stepping it up for hour 2.
If you want that
That's
extra
called production value.
visual stimulation through YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. All right, and that's probably not enough to entice many people.
Or
so,
like a visual laxative.
we're going to bring on the big guns. We got the Dive God live from Bimini. Neil, how you doing, buddy?
Dude, if I was a dog, my tail would be wagging.
I bet it would be. I bet it is.
It is.
It looks more like a twerk, probably, but that's fine.
Living in the dream in paradise.
Yes. So you're in Bimini today. Now you sent me some pictures earlier. It looks like the weather's great, and they're doing the bull shark dive right there at Bimini Scuba Center, right there at the docks today, or what? What do you think?
Yeah, well, we've had most of the boats out. We did a couple of hammerhead trips today, and
okay.
The regular reef trips. Did the dolphins, and we had some people that wanted to do the bull shark cage dive right at the dock.
Right.
And they were pretty thrilled.
I bet. I've been over there and watched other people do it, and I have not done that dive. I've just watched other people jump in the cage because it's kind of. Have you changed it up a little bit? It used to be just like a single diver cage you had attached to the dock, and then the bull sharks would come in. You bring them in, and they couldn't get up close and personal. Has it changed? It look like the cage is bigger, maybe, from the pictures.
No, well, it's the same cage.
It is, okay.
But we put 2 people in it.
Okay, all right.
It's amazing. As soon as our staff starts putting the dive, well, they're not even really diving. We got like a hooker rig.
Yeah.
Look, the tank with a long hose, so they get in with that and just a bath. They don't have fins. But as soon as somebody gets in the cage, those bull sharks are conditioned to know that they're going to get fed.
Yeah.
So they out of nowhere, man, they just show up. There'll be like a dozen of them.
Wow.
Come show up and start circling that cage, waiting to be fed as soon as the divers get in.
Yeah. What do you think there, CJ?
I want to do that.
Yeah. I want to watch you do that.
Okay.
Yeah. The thing is, the water.
You want to do it with me?
You
said they put 2 people in there.
Greg
Well,
won't
that's
fit
true.
in the cage.
No, I will. I'll fit in the cage.
He's too
of course.
tall.
No, well.
No, his head's too big.
Yeah, hilarious. Funny.
Hey, tore up that dry
All right,
suit.
that's enough. So regardless, I've seen it. The water's very clear there at the dock, so it's quite entertaining to watch from the surface, let alone in the cage as well. So you send them down there in the cage, a couple divers at a time. They stay down as long as they want on a hookah type of setup. Is that the deal, Neil, or what?
Yeah, usually they're there 20, 30 minutes. We trim the sharks around the cage, and they come right in up to the cage. So it's like, they're just a cloud of bull sharks, and these guys are the big boys. These guys
they are
like
big ass bull sharks.
They are big ass bull sharks.
Yeah, and the thing is, they come to the area because it is right there at the marina where the fishermen come in and they clean their fish. And I think when you said they're accustomed to coming up to the cage, there might be some of that because you guys do the dive there. But they're there just because of the fishermen too, aren't they, Neil? What do you think?
Exactly. All through the Bahamas where you have marinas and cleaning stations, and all of them do.
Yeah.
The sharks come in when the fishermen are cleaning the fish and stuff. So.
I don't think you would have a problem if you were without a cage, but I probably would not advise it in that particular scenario. Would you agree with me on that, Neil, or what do you think? Hard to say. Yeah.
Neil, I think you're missing
the other thing is they're migratory. We'll have 10 bull sharks for like 4 or 5 months, 6 months, and then one day they're just gone. I don't know. I don't know where they go, why they leave, but they are migratory like the hammerhead.
Well, just like the tourists, they come in for season.
There you
and,
go. That's right.
There's something about it.
Please tell me you have merch in the shop. T-shirts that say "Big Ass Bull Shark."
Big ass.
I would
bull
buy
shark.
2.
Big ass bull Okay. No, but it sounds like a good option.
Yes, indeed.
Make that happen. I want some.
Right. You know, we were talking earlier in the show, Neil, about how years ago we put some mermaids in a cage in Guadalupe and scared away the great whites. I wonder if that would apply to the bull sharks.
Well, let's not ruin it.
Well, let's not ruin it.
Well,
Yeah.
no, it may be a totally different thing. I mean, different species of sharks may react. Sounds like a good experiment.
Sounds like a dive god Greg Holt project.
Well, I mean,
we need to research that.
We got to find a couple mermaids we're willing to sacrifice.
Just do
for the
it after
experiment.
I do my dive. So I want them showing up for mine.
Well, yeah, I want to film it. Wouldn't you want to film that?
I want to go in first, though.
Okay.
So the sharks aren't scared away.
Well, true, right, just in case. But I don't know. They may act totally different. I mean, that's the thing. Bull sharks, and they're a little bit more unpredictable even than great whites and other species. They're probably the ones that have probably the baddest rap overall. Would you agree with that, Neil, or what do you think?
They don't get a bad rap. They deserve their rap.
Yeah.
They are bad guys. It's the only shark I'm really afraid of. I'm not afraid of tigers or great whites or bull.
And when we say bad, I don't necessarily mean that they are going to come get you, but they can be very unpredictable. That they're very hard to in that sense, right?
One of the things people don't understand about sharks is a Caribbean reef shark. We have thousands of them in the Bahamas, and we've been doing interactions with them forever. And there's been incidents where our handlers might get bit.
Yeah.
It's usually 20 stitches and a good bar story.
Right.
But if a bull shark bites you, you're going to lose a limb, and the odds are you're going to bleed out before you get help. It's the size. It's like the difference between a house cat and a mountain lion.
Yeah.
I mean,
and also, would you make the comparison like a Caribbean reef shark might be like a Labrador, is a little bit more trainable, versus a bull shark might be more like a pit bull, kind of unpredictable, species a little bit maybe.
Bull, Greg.
Good analogy. Yeah, they are. Yeah, you can predict
to a certain extent
every other species of shark except the bull shark. You really can't.
Right. So
and they can get you in freshwater too.
Well, that's right. Yeah, they can swim up into the rivers and things like that. So they got a little bit badder rap in the species, but it's somewhat deserved, and you got to take a few extra precautions, which once again explains why they do it from a cage. There, I mean, they go out and they're in the open water with the hammerheads, and you go out there and just kind of get in a circle and kind of watch them, from 10 feet away.
They would eat a snake. They would eat a turtle.
Well, no, you don't watch them do that, but that would be cool.
They will eat a catfish.
Yeah.
BigAssBullSharks.com.
Hit me with a shoe.
But our resident tiger shark, Joseph, coming in just on every one of the tiger shark dives.
Oh, there you go. So they got all the shark species over in Bimini right now. More coming up. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Power, simplicity, reliability. It's what you demand of your dive computer, and Shearwater delivers. Shearwater evolved out of one tech diver's need for a reliable, easy-to-use rebreather dive computer and quickly became the tech market leader. Now recreational divers have taken notice. The Shearwater Taric is the best, most intuitive, and reliable wristwatch-sized dive computer on the market. Check it out in the entire line at shearwater.com. Shearwater, dive computers for demanding divers.
How, when, and where it's made has never been more important than now. Just ask all those divers and dive shops that struggled to get products and parts during the pandemic. One relatively new gear manufacturer, however, managed quite well. Nex is one of the few, if not only, dive gear manufacturers to bring regulator and design assembly back to the USA. No shortages during the pandemic for their customers and dealers. And get this, Nex was a Tester's Choice winner in Scuba Lab for 2022 and a Best Buy in 2023. Each Nex regulator system is made to order, cutting down on overhead and allowing you to get exactly what you need for the kind of diving you prefer. This will be the last regulator you'll ever need, since the modular design can easily be modified as your diving skills and preferences evolve over time. Are you ready to make your next dive your best dive? Then go to nextdive.com. That's nexdive.com. Next Underwater Products. Nexdive.com.
Scuba action star Mike Scott is back in a new audiobook, Cayman Cowboys, Reefs Under Pressure. From author Eric Douglas comes the one that started it all. Listen as Mike deals with submarines, kidnapping, betrayal, and more.
He didn't even have fins or a mask to let him see in the water. He was going to be slow and blind. If it weren't for the float, he knew there would be no way he would ever make it to the surface.
Download Cayman Cowboys or Oil and Water, Return to Cayman, Turks and Chaos, and Lionfish at Amazon, booksbyeric.com, and audible.com.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
I don't know why it is that all of us are so committed to the sea. I think it's because we all came from the sea. And it is an interesting biological fact that all of us have in our veins the exact same percentage of salt in our blood that exists in the ocean. And when we go back to the sea, we are going back from whence we came.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. Boy, diving with the bull sharks at Bimini. Sounds like we got the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad. It's piqued their interest. All of them are saying, yeah, I want to go. I want to go. CJ's already planning to buy a T-shirt and, big ass sharks.
Yeah, there was a more aggressive version I can't say on the air.
Oh, okay.
It was sort of like Suck It Losers.
Exactly. But there were 4-letter words.
But it wasn't it.
Like suck.
That was in there.
Yeah, I think it was.
My.
Excuse me?
That's as far as I'll go.
Okay.
I'm not comfortable.
Bull shark.
All right. But, I don't know.
Big ass bull shark.
Casey, is that on your list, on your dive list to do the bull sharks?
Well, I was actually going to ask, when are we all scheduling another trip over to Bimini? But it'll have to be after you get back from the Galapagos, I get back from the Virgin Islands.
Right.
Yeah.
By then there'll be no sharks.
All us world travelers.
Can just sit around and do nothing.
Right.
So pretty much basically me, CJ, Bubble Boy, Serena.
Right.
Is the only one that's available to go right now.
No, Serena's diving. She's traveling all over the place.
Yeah, Serena.
I didn't say that, Gregory.
Well, he
called you Gregory.
To go
what?
To
he's
How dare you?
Jerry,
we are the only ones available to go to the Bahamas.
Jerry, are you
right
upset?
now.
I think he is.
What?
He says Gregory.
You called him Gregory.
Well, I have one question there, Jerry. Where are you going diving?
Well, he's not going to go
in
diving.
The water.
Your
He's
mom's
going to.
house.
He's talking about coming up to Beneath the Sea, the dive show, though, in a couple
She
weeks.
needs somebody to clean out her septic.
All right, just stop about that. Sea Caucus, New Jersey will be the dive center of the universe.
Oh, you're going to check yourself into Sea Caucus?
I am. The end of March here. Beneaththesea.org, by the way, is the website. Big dive show going on. We'll be up there. Mermaid Kristen is going to be up there doing her mermaiding. Thanks. Jerry the diver guy might be up there. He may not be diving, but he'll be talking about it as we go up.
She needs to chill out with the murdering and eating talk.
Well, yeah, she'll be able to entice them in. That's fine. You bring them in with the mermaids. Bring them in with the looks, and then they start talking to them. Talk about a little bit of diving. Get on their good side, and then where it goes from there is kind of up to the divers.
Will they kill them and eat them on dry land or only in the sea?
Only if they offend the mermaid in an inappropriate way.
Will they do it on dry land as well, or do they only kill in the water?
Dry land fish.
No, they will. They will. They'll take them out any way they can. They are pretty potent in their powers.
You're not safe anywhere, CJ.
Exactly.
Wow.
Well, but once again, you have to offend them. You can get on their good side, like we are.
So the fact that we've never been murdered and eaten
means that they...
I can't imagine you've never offended them. Myself, I'm a sweetheart.
Yeah.
But I can't see where you passed the test.
I don't know. Well, I mean, that's actually a pretty good point. I have nothing.
Thank you.
I got nothing.
That's all I do is spit out good points.
Maybe it's just pure luck. Pure luck of the draw. I mean, safety in numbers.
Boy's got a horseshoe in his shorts.
When we're traveling with the mermaids, it's usually a school of Scuba Radio Scuba Squad members. So there's safety in numbers. Like if you swim around them in that sense, they're probably not going to take you out. They're going to just take you out if
you mean we've been
one-on-one.
inadvertently protecting you?
Yeah, duh. What other reason would I have you around?
We're just human shields.
Okay. Anyway, back to the Beneath the Sea dive show. If you haven't thought about the fact that we would be there, Jerry the Diver Guy, myself, and let that scare you away, here's a reason why you should go to the show. And you should be there at the opening of the bell at 9 a.m. on Saturday, there the first day of Beneath the Sea, because we are lining up some great prizes to give away. People that show up right there before the show opens at 9 a.m. for the exhibit show floor on Saturday morning.
Bribe them, smart.
Yes. People think we're doing it just to make people happy as they enter the show.
I mean, that's a good byproduct.
No, we're buying off the fact that we're
Please
there.
like us.
Yes. But we have a full set of gear from Next Dive. I believe we're going to give away with a new BC, a new regulator, mask, and a whole setup. I mean, it's going to be like $3,000 worth of stuff just from nextdive.com. And then Divers Alert Network is giving us some swag to give away.
Yeah, these ain't Cracker Jack prizes. This is no chintzy
big stuff. I mean, it's going to be well worth getting up and fighting the traffic. Well, there won't be any traffic on a Saturday morning in Sea Caucus. But just come on over. Make sure you're not late, though, because if you show up late after 9 a.m., we may have already given the stuff away and won't have a shot at it. So I'm trying to warn everybody accordingly to show up to Beneath the Sea on time. Don't be late because it could pay off big. Now, they also have...
because Greg signs all autographs before 9.
Okay. And then and Jerry the Diver Guy signs all your bills.
Yeah.
I did hear there was an after party one of the nights at the Bada Bing. True or false?
False. I don't think they have those.
Bada bing, bada bing.
But I will say they have a silent auction, though, at the show. And it benefits all the good works that Beneath the Sea does. I mean, that whole show is a nonprofit event to fund scholarship programs and dive-related, educational programs for the people in the local community and actually nationwide, for that matter, as far as the scholarships.
What day is that on?
Well, the silent auction goes throughout the weekend, so you can go to the silent auction desk and bid on trips like we have helped them secure an Explorer Ventures trip to the Turks and Caicos. It's a $3,200 value, and you could bid on it, and you might end up saving a few bucks and also benefiting a very good cause.
How long do you have to stay silent to qualify?
It's optional. I mean, they won't penalize you if you speak a little too loud.
Okay. I didn't know how strict they were on the rules.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's New
silent
Jersey,
until
so it's hard for them to be quiet. They're like, "Hey, it's a silent auction.
Greg,
I got your silent auction right here."
Don't insult the people before you're about to go see them.
I'm not insulting them.
He's apologizing in advance.
Yeah.
Kind of.
No. So, but it is really impressive. They got a ton of stuff on the silent auction that you can sign up for and score some really cool stuff, gear, trips. I mean, it's quite an impressive display of stuff that they use to, raise money for all those good causes. So, it's a win-win on many levels. Even when you include the fact that we'll be there. Yeah, that might be the only
better.
That might be
like icing on the top.
That might be the only caveat. But you got to take the good with the bad. More coming up. Stay close.
Scuba Radio. Scuba Radio.
Come as a guest, leave as a friend. It's a philosophy that comes from the top down at Explorer Ventures liveaboards. It doesn't matter if you're traveling solo, with a buddy, or group. Explorer Ventures does the liveaboard dive experience right. For proof, know Explorer Ventures has one of the best repeat customer stats in the dive industry. They're also the official liveaboard company of Scuba Radio. You've likely heard us talk about Explorer Ventures Scuba Radio scuba cruise trips many times, and we invite you to join us on the next one. However, whether we're on board with you or not, I'll bet an Explorer Ventures liveaboard trip will be one of the best dive experiences you've ever had. It just doesn't get any better. Saba St. Kitts, Turks and Caicos, the Galapagos, Maldives, Indonesia, humpback whales, and the Silver Banks, new destinations and itineraries are being added all the time. Call one of their talented travel consultants to find the Explorer Ventures liveaboard experience that's just right for you. 1-800-322-3577. That's 1-800-322-3577. Or visit explorerventures.com. That's explorerventures.com.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
Snorkel shot! Snorkel shot! Snorkel shot!
I'ma spend the weekend in the deep end. The water's fine, y'all, so just come on in to the deep end.
Guys, I'm bringing the party to you.
Of a dive bar. Of this dive bar. Come on! Talking about a dive bar.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. Okay, so maybe you guys saw this in the news.
No, I didn't. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There's more, yeah. There was a thing about some humpback whales, and so they finally have gotten video footage of humpback whales getting their freak on.
They were married.
God, Greg.
What?
You always got to take it in the gut.
No, this is the first time they've never witnessed this in the wild, and they actually got it on tape of some humpback whales having, in the process of their love making.
Did it happen on Hump Day, Greg?
Yeah. So that's hilarious. Vinny thought it was great, but look, here's the thing.
How about privacy?
And I'm not.
Is there such thing as whale shark privacy?
Well, first of all,
humpbacks.
It's
Humpback privacy.
Well, I don't know. You'd have to ask the scientists.
Or
here's the kicker.
In the UK, privacy.
Here's the kicker, though. The humpback whales, it was 2 males.
Oh,
I'm sorry. What?
You heard me.
What?
Yep. It was 2 males. They're like
those for dumpback whales, Greg.
Now I don't know what pronouns to use.
Well, I don't know if they do either. But they were just saying, it was interesting reading the article because it was like, wow, the first time we're going to get that is two male humpbacks going at it. And supposedly, they said, well, one of the whale on the bottom was sickly, was not well. And so it was, I don't know if they had kind of interrupted like a jail type of scenario or
jail.
I don't know.
There's no jail in the ocean.
Hey,
What's wrong
Bubba.
with you?
Hey, Bubba, I'm going to show you who's boss.
This happened
here in this ocean here. I don't know what was going on, but it's just odd. You find that odd that the first video footage of humpback whales making love was 2 guys?
Yes.
2 males?
On Scuba Radio? No, I can't.
Well, thank you. I mean, yeah, you don't get this kind of quality news coverage anywhere else on the planet. You're welcome, Vinny Two Tanks.
Where was it?
In the ocean.
Which ocean?
Brokeback Reef.
The big one, the really big one.
Pacific.
I would guess maybe. I don't know, but
Reef.
It's just odd. I mean, the other
I
thing
heard
is
it was near the Galapagos.
well, maybe I could. That's
Brings
very
home meaning to
possible.
the word suck it.
I mean,
loser.
the thing is, it just to me, I find it odd that the first time they capture that on video happens to be that scenario, which whatever, that's fine. But I mean, would have you thought we'd have footage of something like that a long time ago? that has never been captured on video
I don't know.
before?
I don't understand why there needs to be footage.
Yeah, you're not into the whole whale voyeur type of approach of
We
science.
know they give live birth. They
It's
have
science!
They have baby
Watch out
whales.
for
Yeah,
the
but you-
What more do you need to see?
You might pick up a thing or two. I don't know. I mean, it's the scientists are doing it. I'm not necessarily. Well, actually, the whales are doing it. The scientists are just documenting it. I don't really know what the point is. I guess I'm with you there. I mean, it isn't something I'd go out of my way and say I would like to go watch humpback whales get their freak on. Not really on my dive list.
You'd be more of a sperm whale, man.
But
Greg,
people go out of their way.
What about a blue whale?
No, well, people go out of their way to do these spawning coral dives at night. When we have a full moon in the summer and the coral spawn, it's a whole thing, and people like to go on those dives when the coral are doing their thing and letting their coral spawn out into the water column. And,
I got news for you, bud.
all right. Hold on. One at a time. Jerry to the diver guy is about to fall over or pass
does
out.
Does that bring new meaning to the blowhole?
I don't see how.
Why did I stop? Why did I stop for that? Casey the tobacco nut. You have something more productive to add?
In Iceland, when I was down there,
Yeah.
they have a phalanx museum of every animal on the planet. So
Okay.
you might want to
I've
go
been
down
there.
there. And
Oh,
check-
wait. Serena's been there, and
Yeah.
Casey. So, the answer, the question,
there
obviously,
are no words for it.
Please tell me they sell
no,
flutes in the gift shop.
the question everybody has right now is why. Why did you go see this, Casey? What was the purpose?
I was traveling
Curious?
around Iceland, and they said, "Hey, have you been to the phallic museum? There's a unit of every animal in
That's
the world
the worst
in there."
pickup line I've ever heard in my life. Did that work? Is that how it worked for you, Serena? What? So you've seen this as well?
Why wouldn't you go? There's nowhere else in the world that you could see that. And one of them was taller than I was.
Oh my God!
Are they
So if you wanna
fiberglass
check out-
reproductions or are they real?
If you want to check out humpback whales, buddy,
Oh,
that
boy.
would be the place.
Are they latex?
He also
They're
got
real.
the big ass shirt too.
Okay, this is really taking a really odd turn.
You started it, Greg.
I guess I did. I mean, I was
And-
just
and
reporting.
as far as the gift
stories.
shop goes, all the beer had a Cock
big ass
Johnson
one
type
on it?
name. Let's put it that way.
Huh? And this was in Iceland, huh?
Yes.
Really?
And you did it on Hump Day.
I'm
right?
I'm actually going to Iceland in June, at the end of
Yeah,
June.
You
we
need
know
to go
where
hit that
Greg's
museum.
going.
Seriously.
Well, I
You
think
should.
after this, I mean, it's very apparent. There's one place I definitely need to avoid.
I don't know if it'll still be there, but there was a Scuba Radio sticker on the door. I can send you a picture of.
Really? All right.
Really?
I wonder who
about
put
that?
it there, Casey.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Somebody ahead of me, I guess. I don't know.
So you went and saw this museum in Iceland. Did you come out of there feeling inadequate or what?
Yes.
Okay.
Except when I went by the field mouse. That I felt better.
Interesting.
So cute.
Okay. So the one thing we've learned today on Scuba Radio is Casey the tobacco nut is hung like a field mouse.
No. I'm much bigger than that.
Oh, bigger. Okay.
And that's radio
Like a-
gold there.
More like a weasel.
All right. Sometimes you learn things you preferred you didn't, but it just kind of goes with the territory sometimes. So, but I don't know. I this is interesting
You're
from my.
stumbling, Greg.
No,
Stop.
I'm not.
You're
I'm
stumbling over words.
I am shocked to find out there's actually some of the Scuba Radio Scuba Squad seem to have an interest in the whole kind of nature, watching nature get their thing, get
Healthy or unhealthy interest.
I don't know.
Who's to
if
say?
It is.
Who's to say?
I don't want to make a psychological evaluation because I know that would go south real quick.
No
with this crowd.
judgment. Who's to say?
I'm judging. I'm definitely judging.
Well, you want to. It's
Yeah.
your show.
Okay. All right. But Casey and Serena both think you should see this museum.
You
if you're
should.
in
You're
Iceland.
going.
Yes.
I am going.
I got $100
It's
that Greg will
interesting.
go.
It's interesting from the standpoint of what, though, Serena? What do you mean? What I mean, I'm not sure I understand the draw. Other than it's like an oddity, isn't it? Would it be like an odd
It
museum?
is definitely an oddity.
Yeah. Okay.
Says the man who wanted to go to the Japanese toilet museum.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
it's a museum. Hello.
Psycho.
Well,
I mean,
This is a museum.
is it a museum or is it just a?
No, it's a museum. They're all in formalin. They're preserved. All different animals and.
Huh.
A little
It's just
odd.
And
interesting.
there's a lot of items in the gift shop made out of that region of different animals.
Wow. And so what kind of souvenir did you come back with, Casey?
a field mouse.
A small pouch.
A small pouch. All right. I think it's enough description. I don't think we need any more than that. And I'm just going to do the best I can to erase this from my memory. More coming up. Stay close.
This is the Worldwide Scuba Radio Network.
Prepare to rig for dive!
Your surface interval is complete. You're now clear to dive with Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio.
The world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Scuba Radio.
Dive, dive, dive.
So they get me out on this boat and they start to passing out the gear. They hand me my flippers, fins there, and I slip them on. Then they give me my mask. Now I'm about to put my mask on when I look over and I see 23 people spit into their mask. I'm going, now what is this for? But I figured it was one of them life-saving techniques. So I put a lot of spit in my mask because I didn't want to get down there and run out.
This is the world's first radio show devoted to diving. I am Greg the Dive Master. Let's see. Dave is dialed up 888-88 Scuba. Dave, you're on the air. What's up, man? What's going on? What do you got?
Nothing much. I just wanted to. I'm doing good. I was just wanting. You guys were talking about bulls a while ago, and I was on one of my trips down to Costa Rica. I went down to the Gulf of Papagayo and did some bull shark diving there. It was probably half a dozen bull sharks and about 5 of us in a circle at about 90 feet with our backs to each other, checking them out. After they were checking us out, they were circling us and stuff. It was pretty cool.
Well, you guys are like band of brothers now.
Hold a hole or pull the hole?
Stop, Greg.
What?
Greg.
Oh, wait,
Stop.
I'm mixing up the bull sharks with the humpbacks. I'm sorry.
Jesus, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, but it was pretty cool.
Well, fortunately, they didn't try any of that stuff with us because we were not in a position to stop them.
Yes, well, that's a good thing, Dave. Yeah. I mean, what are you laughing?
No, I was sneeze.
Oh, that's what that was.
Excuse me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the bull sharks can be unpredictable. I mean, what would you rather see, though? Would you rather be in the water and come across bull sharks like that? I don't think so. Or would you rather see humpbacks?
Humpbacks in the open ocean, bull sharks in the cage.
Okay. And if did the humpbacks have to be, getting their freak on, or would you prefer?
No, they do not have to. It would be cool just to see one. I've never seen
you'd
one.
You'd prefer to just see
They
them
could just be cruising
swimming
by,
real calm, and
Greg.
I've done that. I've seen them, and and they're gentle giants generally. I mean,
we did the bull sharks in Fiji, Greg.
Well, yeah, they had some on the shark feed there. Yeah, sure, but that's not what
that's
not what
what
Dave
I'm
was
about.
talking about. He's talking about being out there in the water, and the bull sharks show up, and you got to get back
surrounded.
Yes,
Well,
and that's what they
I've been
had.
on.
They
I've
can
been
do
on
that.
the Dwayne, and the bull sharks come in.
Yeah, but they didn't start circling you, did they?
Well,
They've been known to harass spear fishermen, lobstermen, and
Which is understandable. You're holding their food.
Yeah,
I've been circled by 6 sandbar sharks.
Okay, and
on
what,
the Oriskany.
Yeah, and what happened?
I still
bought
hear
him a
the tale
drink.
about it.
They bought him a drink.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Did you ascend or did you just stay where you were?
I just stayed right there watching them.
Yeah.
And then time limit run out, and I come up.
Yeah. Well, it's
they were still there.
If you're in the
I went
open
right through
water,
the middle
They
of
didn't
them.
follow you up to your safety stop?
Nope.
Well, you know,
Big ass barracuda did though.
Yeah,
those
you know,
barracudas always do.
They can do that. I mean, bull sharks, tiger sharks, all of them. You know, when they come up to you and like say if you're, you know, you're not expecting to see them.
They didn't expect them to see you, probably.
Well, right, but if they end up being a little curious, you know, what they recommend is don't swim away from them very fast, and keep an eye on them. Make eye contact. That's all. I mean, I had this happen probably in the most recent time was in the Red Sea with the oceanic whitetips. They got a pretty bad reputation too, right under the bull shark. And they have been known to be a little aggressive or curious.
You had one eyeball on you?
Oh, yeah. And that's the thing. When that happens, though, and I knew this when I saw him, I was like, all right, well, I see you. And you just keep your eye on them. And you didn't get aggressive or anything like that. But just you want to, you know, make eye contact with them and just, you know, face them. You don't swim away real quick like your prey. That's the main thing they say you should avoid in any kind of situation where you know you're encountering sharks and they may, you know, seem curious. I don't want to say aggressive, but more curious. It's just you want to make sure they realize you see them, and if that's the case, usually they're gonna veer away or they're not gonna pay much attention to you and leave you alone. But you don't want to swim away real quick. You don't want to splash around, look panicked. You know, maybe easier said than done. But that's what they say. But yeah, I don't know.
No, actually, that's supposed to be true.
Yeah. No, I mean,
what happens
makes
is
sense.
if you break eye contact from them, if they see that you're seeing them,
right,
they'd rather find an easier prey that's not seeing them.
Right, that they can sneak
That's why
up
if you
on.
give them eye contact right there, you win.
Yeah.
'Cause they're going to say, hey, he sees me. I'm going to go get something easier.
Yeah. Now you guys were talking about the mermaids earlier. Like, how have we survived all these years? You know, diving with mermaids. Keep an eye on them. Don't turn your back
Make sure
on
they're
them.
not hungry.
Don't stare
Feed
at
them
they're
all
always
the time.
they're always hungry.
No, you got to feed them all the time
No,
though,
but
so
you,
they're not
yeah,
starving.
you don't swim away from them like prey, and you keep an eye on them. Hey, keep an eye on them.
You also have to watch what you say.
Yeah. You got to watch
let them approve the photos.
I said something wrong once, and boy, I had to suffer.
Once?
Once? Yeah.
Yeah, with mermaids, you also have to pick up their bar tab if you don't want them to get really bitchy.
Ah, okay. All right.
What did you say, Vinny?
Right? No, I know.
I'm not going to repeat. It's not repeatable.
It's
Why would I make the same mistake twice? Come on.
Exactly. He's no fool.
Yeah. Well,
he's media savvy.
Okay. We'll leave it at that.
We'll tell you off air.
Yeah. But you know, the humpback whales, I mean, I'd like to go back and do that. I did a whole week of that once with Explorer Ventures in the Dominican Republic.
Hey,
did you develop
the
a
shark
humpback?
dive cage thing?
Say it again.
The shark dive cage thing, Guadalupe. I've always wanted to do that. Why don't we do one?
Well, Guadalupe is closed.
Oh.
Yeah, they closed
Well, I guess
down
not.
Guadalupe
You have to
last
go
year.
to South Africa.
Mermaids
Yeah.
scared away all the sharks.
No, they just the Mexican government closed down the island of Guadalupe, so the diving there is off the table. You can go to the Farallon Islands off the coast of California. There's other places than South Africa.
South Africa.
Yeah, but there's a few places. You can go to Australia.
That's a big one.
Go to Australia and see the big whiteys.
G'day.
Yeah. So
G'day,
there's a few
mate.
places, but yeah, Guadalupe's off the table now. So I don't know if they're ever going to open that back up or not.
I did
You know,
hear
the
that.
other big news that we're monitoring, and I don't know a lot about it, but you may have heard about the oil spill off the coast of Trinidad, Tobago, and it is affecting.
Yeah, hush, hush.
They're having some oil issues, you know, that's kind of cruised through, you know, like the ABCs and stuff. And I don't know. I'm watching this. I'm hoping this doesn't turn into a big thing.
Who drills there? Is that Venezuela?
Well, I don't know what happened, but they had a big oil spill.
I thought it was an oil ship.
A tanker.
That had a
Well,
tanker.
Yeah, well, a tanker, a pipeline or something blew, and it doesn't look good. But I'm hoping, you know, the impact. I mean, they're doing all kinds of cleanups and stuff now, and hopefully it won't have any kind of lingering impact. But it is a story we're monitoring, and we'll see. And maybe by next week we'll have
not monitoring that closely.
No, we are. We
don't even know what happened. If it was a pipeline or a tanker.
No,
I guarantee you, I don't think they have
it's oil.
facilities
It's a
back
lot
there.
of oil that was released in the environment. Not good. That's for sure.
Thank you.
Any way you look at it. But how it affects some of the key dive islands in the area and filters through the ocean there is what we're watching. But we will see, and hopefully it'll be better news from what the reports are saying this week. But anyway, just know that's on the radar. And we are looking into it, and we'll cover it accordingly on the big show.
I will be diving there at the end of June and give you a complete report.
Okay. Well, there you go. We got that much covered. And on that note, we're going to wrap it up till next time. Remember, it's always better where, gang?
Down. Where it's wetter.
Safe diving, everyone.
Radio, the world's first scuba diving show. From Captain Ron to Jock Cousteau, they all love Scuba Radio. On the boat or down below, if you want to stay in the know. If you be pressurized there, you'll want to be there on Scuba Radio.
Scuba Radio is a production of Overboard Entertainment Incorporated.
Scuba Radio. This seems the logical place for fish to congregate.
Remember, you can listen live or to archives of past editions of Scuba Radio worldwide over the internet at ScubaRadio.com.
So we're in international waters?
Indeed so.
Tell a friend and buddy up with your radio every week for Scuba Radio, the world's first radio show devoted to diving.
Well, it's all very nice here, but we should be going. I miss me wife and me oxygen.
Yes, we all miss our loved ones and gases. Let's go.
The opinions you just heard on Scuba Radio are those of the hosts, callers, and guests.
Okay, what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
They are not necessarily those of any station or network, its management, or advertisers.
Come on, quit yanking me.
Scuba diving does involve risk and should never be conducted without proper instruction and training.
Oh, what's the worst thing that could happen?
I could die.
Have any questions or comments? Feel free to do so via the web at ScubaRadio.com.